Welcome to Chad Hates Carbs. Today we're going to be doing a raspberry chia seed jam, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get our medium saucepan, half medium heat, and we're going to stick 12 ounces of frozen raspberries into there. And then we also want, and they are frozen, so that's where the sizzling's coming from, is all the water. We have 3 tablespoons of water we're going to add in there. And then we have a 1/4 cup of erythritol. I'm actually using granulated instead of the swerve, because the granulated is generally cheaper than the swerve, so I'm using some of my bulk granulated. Now we want to make sure that we get this all mashed up, kind of mix it all around here. And all we're going to do, it says bring it to a boil, but I want it mixed up before I get it boiling, so we're going to kind of mush it around a little bit. There we go. It's already starting to get nice and runny, which is what we're looking for. Okay. It says bring to a boil and cook until berries are soft enough to mash with a fork. So we'll go ahead and let that sit, and once it gets done boiling, then what we're going to do is we're just going to mash it up. It says to desired consistency, and that is going to depend on whether you like your jam with very few lumps or lots of lumps. So, but we got to let this get to a boil here, and I'm not going to make you wait for that, so come back in a minute. I just realized that last shot was super dark, so this is what it actually looks like. Apologize. It's hard to do this and run the camera at the same time, but you can see the consistency right now when it just now is starting. So obviously there's big chunks in there, and because these were frozen, it's going to take a second for it to get to boiling. So come back in a minute. Okay, so it's been a few minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and you can see this is what boiling looks like when you're talking about something like this. It's not super bubbly yet, but it did start boiling. Now it doesn't say reduce the heat, it says bring to a boil and cook, so I am going to leave it at this heat until it gets to the consistency I want. I'm just going to go ahead and start mashing this stuff up a little bit as it's cooking, because it shouldn't need to cook too awful long for what I'm looking for, because I like it nice and lumpy. Okay, so I've got it down to the consistency that I want. Pretty much all the big pieces are knocked down to size. So at this point, it says to remove from heat. So we're going to do that. And then it says to add in the chia, and I have 3 tablespoons of chia seeds in here. So we're going to just stack that in there, and then just mix that in. And it says to mix it in and let it cool. And obviously you don't want to put this directly into your refrigerator since it was just boiling. But you want to get all that chia mixed in. And one of the reasons that Carolyn pointed out in this recipe that it's not that chia works for this is because raspberries have seeds in them anyway, so you don't really notice the chia as much as you might with, like, say, grape jelly or something. But since raspberry is superior to grape in every way anyway, it's not going to be a problem here. So we're just going to mix this in, and then what's going to happen is the chia is going to kind of act as an extra little bit of a coagulant, kind of a natural gelatin kind of thing. And chia is actually really cool for a lot of that, getting that thickening consistency that you want in a lot of recipes. So at any rate, we're just gonna, you can kind of see it's already starting to thicken up a bit. So we're just gonna let that cool, and then once it cools, what we're gonna need to do is, it says put it in a glass jar. I'm not gonna put it in a glass jar. I'm just gonna put it in like a Rubbermaid container kind of thing, because I don't have glass jars. But yeah, then we'll try it out after it gets cooled down. So I'll see you then. Okay, so we've got about 3 hours worth of waiting, and you can see the consistency. It's definitely a little bit runny, but not too bad. Definitely not like a jelly, like a gelatin or anything like that, but let's go ahead and taste this. That's really good. Super tart, just like I like it. It's almost like cherry pie levels of tartness. That's really good. So this would be something that probably, because the texture is not really consistent, it's kind of gloopy, I'd probably want to use this more as a pancake topping or something like that. Would be pretty good whipped up with some whipped cream as like a nice snack. But it's definitely pretty good. Definitely worthwhile if you want something that you can control the sweetness and don't want to just buy store-bought sugar-free jelly. So definitely worth a shot if you don't like using gelatin as well. Yeah, raspberry chia jam. So until next time, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Have a great one.